On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be looking at the Fantastic Four live-action movie figures, and today we're going to be looking at Mr. Fantastic with snap-on bendy attachments. And how many people out there actually like the Fantastic Four movie? I'm going to put up my hand and say, you know, for what it was actually a pretty enjoyable movie. And I thought the choice of cast, at least in the way of Mr. Fantastic, I thought they picked a pretty good actor. He could have been a bit older, but I mean, really, he was still pretty good. He was still a pretty good actor. As you can see at the top there. On the top we've got the cast, the Fantastic Four there. We got Human Torch, we got Mr. Fantastic, we got Invisible Woman, and the Thing. Figure includes 42 points of articulation. On the back of the package, so the read-up on Mr. Fantastic with snap-on bendy attachment says, mathematician and physicist Reed Richards would do anything to fund his lifelong dream of an experimental space mission, including cutting a last-ditch no-win deal with his old college rival. But one tiny miscalculation turned into tragedy when a brutal cosmic storm battered the spaceship and its crew. The cosmic rays left Reed with the ability to bend, stretch, and expand his body to an unimaginable way. Now, as the super-flexible Mr. Fantastic, Reed leads the Fantastic Four in pursuit of a new dream, one that ensures the better quality of life for every human on Earth. As well, you'll see that there is a breakup of how to install the extra limbs to Mr. Fantastic here, so that you can get him at a whopping 13 inches. That is fantastic. The other figures in this wave, as it panned down here, the figures in this wave, we got Flame On Human Torch, we got Power Blast Invisible Woman, Stomp and Clobber Thing, and then of course Mr. Fantastic. A little right up there, a little advertisement for Toy Biz Worldwide. Toy Biz Worldwide toll-free customer service number. So that is packaging on Mr. Fantastic. Is this figure fantastic? Well, what we'll do is we'll open up the package, and you'll be the judge yourselves. Is this a fantastic figure? Stay tuned. And here we have Mr. Fantastic out of his package. I gotta say, it is a pretty good sculpt on him. It does look like, I know I'm going to get this guy's name wrong. Owen Grofode, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic, and it does actually look a lot like him. It obviously, to be expected, it's made by Toy Biz. They've always do a great job on their toys. Give you guys a detailed turnaround here of the figure. Costume's very accurate to the movie. Now, in the way of his articulation, unfortunately the figure does suffer a bit because of the way his gimmick is. He has the articulated head, and he is supposed to have articulation in the head, which you can slightly get. The problem is, though, you remember the package end of the review, his head actually was up here, and it's because of all these, I'll pan down here for a second, because of all these limbs and attachments that Mr. Fantastic comes with. One of which, as you can see, is his neck, and each limb is very sticky as well. It almost feels like it's out of modeling clay. The only downside, though, is the way that some of the appendages are, especially with his head. I find when you start rotating the head too much, the head, now it's not going to do it as easy as it was when I took it out of the package, but the head is prone to come out just because of how short the neck is. I guess maybe when you kind of get it in there enough times, it's going to stay a little bit better. But I found the first little bit, maybe it's not so bad now. I found the first little bit when I was turning it, the head fell out quite often. That same problem happens with the arms, especially. As you rotate the arm, you can even see that it's just on a mild pin, a mild peg that actually attaches the two, and it's prone to give you problems, unfortunately, when you're rotating the arms. You even see here that it's not staying in as well as it could, so that's a bit of a shame as well. I don't know if I would have Mr. Fantastic specifically with all his attachments. In fact, I kind of like him just as this, just the way he is now. But I will show you his attachments. In fact, I'll do one right now with the arm, just to kind of give you guys an idea. Take the arm off. I have problems too with the fact that these pegs seem very sensitive, so much that if you take it out too often, this might break off altogether. Oh, I hope I didn't jinx myself by saying that. But what you can do is take one of his limbs. And herein lies the problem, because some of the pegs, especially the fact that this is pliable plastic, the pegs don't want to go in very easily. You have to kind of keep forcing it in. There we go. Did we get it? But essentially what you can get is you get a very silly, I want to even make sure I got the right limb here. Yeah, maybe, no, that to me looks like the leg. Yeah, let's try this. They don't really say this part goes to this piece. Ah, there we go. There's his arm. I was going to say his arm didn't want to stay in there very well. But essentially what you get is you have Mr. Fantastic's arm, like so. And when you actually have it in that section, you can bend them as well. Now what I'll do is I'll take a break. Actually first I'll show you the articulation on the figure, and then after that I'll take a break and I'm going to put all these accessories on so that you guys can see the complete Mr. Fantastic. In the meantime though, the articulation is that he rotates in the head. The head can bend up and down, although as I mentioned it kind of gives you problems. The shoulders can move in and out. You can also rotate the shoulders back and forth, in and out. You can rotate the bicep, which again can give you problems. The elbows are double jointed. You can rotate the forearms. You can bend at the hand. You can also bend the fingers, which are really cool. And it looks like they're independently articulated, which they are, which is very cool. You can bend he has a mid-torso crunch. You can rotate the waist. You can bend the legs in and out, back and forth. You can rotate the thigh. You can bend the knees 2 points. Rotate the calf. You can bend the foot, and you can bend at the toe. So, a standard Marvel Legends style of articulation. There you have Mr. Fantastic. So as promised, what I'll do is I'll take all of these different pieces, I'll get them all lined up just perfectly, and I will show you a fully extended Mr. Fantastic. So don't go anywhere, guys. Oh boy. Well, for what it is, I got all the limbs on, and the fact that they have this, it's this rubbery kind of plastic, and the pegs really aren't the greatest. That in a nutshell is Mr. Fantastic. A well thought out gimmick, I suppose, but poorly executed, because no one in their right mind is going to be able to get this guy standing. See, the pegs are just so loose on this thing. You get one on, and yeah, that's basically Mr. Fantastic for you. So for that reason, I would say don't even waste your time. I'm going to just lay him back down. Don't even waste your time getting these pieces all on Mr. Fantastic, because, brother, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Unless you want Mr. Fantastic to lay down like this. If that's the case, buddy, knock yourself out. Yeah, you know, the Marvel Legends Ronan the Accuser Mr. Fantastic does this so much better. And again, as I commented before in the review, I'd say don't even waste your time putting these things on, because just the way that these peg in, I mean, as you can see, they don't sit in very well. They just basically, limbs fall off in every which way. It's better just to keep the figure just the way he's meant to be. Just keep him the way he's meant to be. If you really want to, you can have him with the longer arm, you know, but these longer legs, you know, serve no purpose than just to make him a unposable figure, unless you lay him up against the wall or something. But Mr. Fantastic, you've seen better days, my friend. This figure, in its original state, without adding all this extra crap, in its original state, this poor Mr. Fantastic, I would give a 7 to. With these extra limbs, totally unplayable and totally unposable, really, unless you can stand him up somehow. But that was a toy spot. Oh, poor Mr. Fantastic. That was a toy spot, and on the Fantastic Four, the live-action series, or the live-action movie. Today we were looking at Mr. Fantastic, and I will just say, stay away from adding extra limbs, because you're going to get this mess. But hope you guys enjoyed it. It's not one of the easiest reviews, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!